Hello everyone, welcome back to the Hindu Explained series. I am Kushagra Goel and wishing all of you a very happy new year for 2021. I hope this year is the one where you realize your dream of getting admission in the best law schools of the country and help us guide you through that journey. So to all the viewers, once again a very happy new year from the side of Law Prep Tutorial. And on that note, let's some apologies in front. First of all, yesterday when I stated the name of Kobe Bryant, it was a basketball player from the United Nations basketball team. I had mentioned football, okay? Now, moving on, we have a big announcement for you all that from today onwards, from tomorrow, the link for where you can download the notes of the series will be available on the Google Drive. All of you can just go on that link, check on what date we have taught what topic and download notes for that, or see that video. If there are any topics for which you need your revision, just need to open that PDF file which we will be updating on a daily basis or a weekly basis, and there you can check the topics that we have covered throughout this week, and then you can do your revision. So the process of current affairs will become even more easier, because at the end of the each week you can just revise topics which you feel you are not confident about, topics that you thought came in your mock test that you are giving, or in general something that has come up again in the news and you want to revise based on what we taught. Then you can just go and check that link, check the video on which date we have. All the videos will have the chapterizations. So there, from then onwards, you will be able to just follow that one document and do your revision for current affairs. So that is one big promise that we had made to you in 2020, and we are fulfilling it in 2021. On that note, there are some doubts that students had from the video yesterday. One of them was this, that yesterday I talked about two different variants of the coronavirus. Yes, those two variants are completely different. One is from United Kingdom, the other nomenclature has appeared in India, South Africa, different countries. So those were two different variants, okay. On December 22nd, I had talked about first the UK variant. Yesterday, apart from the UK variant, I talked about something more, okay. So that is a distinction. Another doubt a lot of students had was with regards to, again, a basic question that at what stage should they read the newspaper when they are following the newspaper series. I have suggested that it is on your basis. Ideally, keep your newspaper in front of you while you are watching the video. The news that I am eliminating for you all, skip that. Follow along with me on the news articles. Pause the video where I am explaining to you. Read along with us, or you can follow this, that you read the newspaper and then watch the video. What you can do also is that, see, in general I do two newspaper analysis at stages and the editorial analysis, and then I follow along with the in-depth analysis. What you can do is watch the first bit where I am doing the news analysis of the newspaper and the editorial analysis. Watch that first, then skip whatever I have not taught, because that is not relevant from CLAT perspective, and then the in-depth analysis, read those articles along with me or beforehand when I begin that editorial or article that we are talking about, or the topic for in-depth analysis, and then you can make your notes from what I am teaching, right? So that is different strategy based on different students. Whatever works for you, you can follow that, okay? On that note, let's dive into today's newspaper, okay? So on the left hand side, there is update about core sector output. I will be explaining this in in-depth analysis, okay? And then Prime Minister Narendra Modi stated that we are now moving to a different stage of the coronavirus pandemic, that now along with vaccination, we have to take care of ourselves. So there is hope that vaccination emergency approval of the Covaxin by Bharat Biotech and the AstraZeneca vaccine of Covishield will be available for emergency use. There will be a dry run for vaccination in all states and union territory capitals from tomorrow. So we'll have to keep an update on that, okay? Apart from that, there was news for all the students who will be appearing for the CBSE examination, which is that exam date sheet has been announced. They will begin on May 4th. Okay, so that is something that students who are appearing for CLAT along with CBSE examinations need to take a note of. Okay, from May 4 to June 10 will be the examination. The exact date sheet will be out in a later time period. Okay, apart from that, farmer updates, they are ongoing. Okay, the farmers have strengthened their argument in the sense that government has conceded to two of their demands, but the two main sticking points are something that are still pending before the between the government, and the farmers are not giving up on their hope for that. Okay, apart from that, on the national front there is not much news for us to take care of, so I will be moving on to the editorial front. Okay, the main editorial is by Vice President of India Venkaiah Naidu. He is giving us a reflection. I suggest all of us should read. He is talking about different instances of what purpose of life is and what should its be aim, happiness, how should we reflect on 2020, because in general it was a bad year. So that is something that he is talking about as a reflection. That is something you all just need to know. Okay, on the left hand side, ending the deadlock, reforms however necessary cannot be done without consultation with all stakeholders. So this is appraisal of the farmer reform laws which the government has passed without consulting the stakeholders, that were the farmers, and that has led to this deadlock. Had farmers been part of the consultation process, a more amicable solution about reforms could have been reached rather than the deadlock that we face today, is what this editorial is telling us. Okay, the second one, a constant vigil, constant monitoring is the only way India can build up its defenses against new virus strains. So this is analysis that, see, apart, United Kingdom had been doing genome sequencing, that is coding the virus on 1,37,000. India was doing it only up to 5,000 in general, but we are now ramping up. So we will be checking more and more genome sequencing of the virus to find out whether there are new variants. Why should we be doing that? Because a lesson from the hepatitis B disease is that vaccines, even if available, the new virus strains, when they mutate, may become immune from the vaccine itself. So we need to be constantly on the vigil to avoid such mutations or be aware of such mutations so that vaccines can be amended on basis of that. Okay, so India has been ramping up its facilities. We are much better off with regards to testing in general, but now on this front we have to improve. Okay, then this editorial, the second one, is talking about the leopard counting. Okay, so along with tiger census, leopard census was also undertaken in 2018. Okay, the results were announced in 2020 recently. Okay, we had talked about them in different articles over the month of December, right? So India's leopard population was stated to be approximately around 12,852, but the editorial states that India's population of leopards would be far more, even beyond 20,000, because from 2014 to 2018 we increased the size of the survey. So that means that even if the population did not increase, our know-how of where these leopards have increased, identification, and there are certain other things that the editorial is talking about for the leopard census. Okay, so that is it about it, and stating how more conservation efforts can be streamlined once we have better figures at our hand. Okay, on the op-ed page there is a question discussion of Faizan sir along with Veena Gowda, who is a practicing High Court advocate. Okay, they are talking about the Special Marriage Act passed in 1955. Okay, different perspectives of the marriage law and how it has failed to protect interfaith marriage couples. Okay, so this is something that has been in news recently after Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh passed laws to prevent anti-conversion, and it is part of political narrative. Recently we had talked about the case of Shafeen Jahan versus Ashokan KM and other Supreme Court cases with regards to that in the month of December, and I have keep on telling you that that is something that you need to know. Okay, so this is something is part of family law in-depth analysis, but in general you should give this a read. If there are any doubts that you all have about this, put it in the comment section. Anything about it, just put it specifically what you don't understand about it. See, this is something for your general knowledge but not specifically for the examinations. Okay, on the left hand side then the OPED is about assimilating to climate risk, that it is an analysis quantification of the kind of climate risk that India faces, that post 2005 adverse climate events have costed 100 billion US dollars. Okay, so that is a lot of economic resources gone to the drain. So therefore, how can we prevent it? Remember, never, whatever the government does, it is still what begins at home. Climate change, different practices that we all do on a daily basis affect how we live with the environment, sustainable living in general. So are you removing one single use plastic from your household? Are you switching off the lights? Are you using natural light when you can use it? Are you taking a walk when you, and avoiding vehicles when you can for short distances? So those practices are things which can reduce our carbon consumption. Are you separating your wet waste and dry waste? All of those things depend, okay, on how the climate uh, change crisis can be averted. Remember, this crisis is something that our generation faces far more, and therefore this is something we have to talk about in general all the time. Okay, so moving on other national news, there is only one national news which is a sad one, that Colonel Narendra Singh has passed away. Okay, he was a decorated officer of the armed forces uh, and part of Operation Meghdoot. Okay, so we will talk about him in a little bit more depth at the end of the video. Okay, apart from that, there is more and more political news only, and that is why I have skipped it. Okay, on the economic front or international front, Brexit is an important issue. We have covered it a little bit. Today is the first day Britain's departure from the European Union. So those are things that, for example, we have to know. In general, this is one issue. We have talked about Brexit. As more details start pouring in, we will talk about it in more depth. Okay, moving on the international front, there is not much news for us apart from that. On the economic front also, fiscal deficit shoots up to 135% of the target. What is fiscal deficit? Fiscal deficit is, for example, you have 100 rupees but you spend 135. That is exactly what this means. Okay, so India's fiscal deficit and revenue deficit has crossed and has touched almost 140%. Why has that happened? Is also because a lot of budget is also an expectation that we will get that much revenue, but because the economy was in decline, we have not been able to receive as much money as we hoped from for taxation. Okay, so this is government inflow, but government spending in general has been lower. The government spending even for sanctioned policies under the budget have also been only 65%. Okay, the budget is, the new budget will be announced in a month's time. Okay, now apart from that, on the economic front, there is not much news for us. If you have any doubts about it, put it in the comment section and I will be happy to address them. Okay, on the sporting front, again, there is, on the left hand side you can see what are the events that will be taking place. So for example, the T20 World Cup will take place in India in 2021. So for example, you can be asked the question, when is the next T20 World Cup supposed to happen, or any related events. The Olympics have been postponed by a year and will be taking place in 2021. Wimbledon tennis championship, which was suspended in 2020, will happen in 2021 as of now. So those are things that we need to know. Okay, so moving on to in-depth analysis. So I said ki Colonel Narendra Singh is something of a decorated officer, and we will discuss why he is decorated. Okay, so on the screen you can see a lot of information about him, but what we are going to dissect his journey from left hand side to the right hand side of me. Okay, so Colonel Narendra Bull Kumar passed away yesterday. He was given the sobriquet of Bull when he was a cadet at the IMA, Indian Military Academy, and he had a boxing bout with Sunit Fernandez Rodriguez, who became the army chief later on, and he lost his bout. But as decoration of what he had done, or his spirit during the boxing fight, he was given the sobriquet of Bull. Okay, now his journey, he was the deputy leader of the first successful mountain Everest expedition of the Indian Army in 1965. Okay, so he was part of our first successful Mount Everest expedition. Okay, and then because of his prowess in mountaineering, he led and guided the Operation Meghdoot. What was Operation Meghdoot? Operation Meghdoot was when Indian Armed Forces captured the Siachen Glacier. Okay, so till then Siachen was not actually an active army post. For example, we did not station army in general because it was tough to do it. Okay, even today the conditions at Siachen are really tough in on day to day basis. Okay, it is the coldest place, it is the highest terrain for any armed post. So therefore, on that front, he had led that operation. Operation Meghdoot is the code name of India capturing Siachen Glacier in 1984. Okay, so that is one thing, and because of his achievements in these things, he was awarded these awards. Okay, so in 1965, he was given the Padam Shri and the Arjuna Award. Okay, and then he have been given the Kirti Chakra, which is the second peacetime award after Ashok Chakra that is given to armed forces. Okay, and he has also been given the Ati Vishisht Seva Medal and Param Vishisht Seva Medal of the Indian Armed Forces, and he also been given the McGregor Medal for reconnaissance. Okay, that was in 2010, and also the battalion headquarters in Siachen Glacier is known as Kumar Post in honor of his achievement for what we achieved, because we are in Siachen today because of Colonel Narendra Singh. Okay, so Colonel was his rank, Colonel Narendra Bull. I have explained how he got his sobriquet from, and these are his achievements. Okay, he passed away yesterday. Former military chiefs and a lot of people paid homage to his contribution to the cause of the Indian Armed Forces. For example, General VP Malik stated on Twitter, India first to report Pakistani mischief in Siachen, sending patrol and mountaineering expeditions to glacier area. India was thus able to preempt Pakistani attempt to occupy Soletro range. Salute. It was because of his efforts in recognizing Pakistanis trying to capture Siachen and then successfully leading and being part of Operation Meghdoot that we are in Siachen Glacier today. Okay, so moving on, the next news was on the front page, right? The core sector output. What is core sector output? Core sectors are 8 of these sectors. What are they? Coal, natural gas, crude oil, refinery products, which includes petrol, diesel that you, LPG gas that you consume on a daily basis, fertilizer, steel, cement and electricity. Why are they core sectors? Is because consumption of these things are part of economic engine. Okay, so for example, talk about any economic activity that is being undertaken, either of these things will be part of it. So for example, if we are talking about today, we are using electricity to run the appliances on which you are watching this, right? Or for example, if you are traveling from one place to another, you are using refinery products. Okay, fertilizers for agriculture, steel and cement is something that you need as basic for any creation, any new factory that has to be set up, any new construction. So we need to gauge this, and we preempt economic performance of the economy by consumption of this. This has fallen in November to a low of 2.6% from year onwards. Okay, so in November 2019, to that level we have fallen down by 2.6%. Okay, the reason why we need to gauge this is because it tells us whether the economy is actually rising or not. Okay, the Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade is one that finally compiles all this data for us. Okay, but overall, when the data is updated later on, the fall has reduced. Nevertheless, you need to know what is core sector output index. Okay, what are these? I have also mentioned the weightage they are given in each in total of the index. Okay, the highest weightage is given to refinery products because they are something that we all use on a daily basis. Electricity also, things that affect all of us are given higher weightage than those who affect less people, right? So you can keep a note of all this. The core sector output means this, okay? So on that note, I will sign off for the day, wishing you all once again a very happy new year. Be consistent with your preparations, and we believe that nothing will stop you from succeeding in realizing your dream if you are the one who is on the driver's seat and believe in yourself to do it. You will, okay? And if you like our work and what we are doing, then give this video a thumbs up, and if you are one of those who still haven't subscribed to the channel, do subscribe to it. Thank you.